Hi, good evening, my dear students. Welcome to 8th class geography. Okay, and in previous class we just studied about the introduction about the first chapter of geography. Uh, okay, and the first chapter of geography is known as the earth, our living planet. Okay, earth, our living planet. And we know that earth has different names. We call it as unique planet, watery planet, blue planet, and moreover living planet. Okay, and the main reason is earth has unique speciality because it has presence of atmosphere and water. These are the two blessings of the nature or the God. Okay, so my dear students, listen. Uh, you know, only Earth has, we can see this water and atmosphere. When we go to Moon or any other uh, planets of the solar system, we can't see the presence of air. Atmosphere is not there. And because of this atmosphere, we are able to communicate each other through social media, and even we are studying through online now. These all things are happening, or it is possible because of the presence of atmosphere. You know, on the topper layer of the atmosphere, one sphere called ionosphere is there. Because of the presence of these ions, communication is possible. Okay, whatever we are talking, it is passed from mobile to the satellite, and from the satellite it is again converted to it is passed to the another mobile phone to which we are communicating. Okay, so it is only possible because of the presence of atmosphere. When we go to moon, listen my dear students, when we go to moon, you know, we can't talk from moon. We can talk, but the sound will not be audible. Sound will not move from one place to another because there is no air at all. Okay, so in earth we can see water is there, air is there. Okay, so because of this air we are able to live properly, and in atmosphere we can see many gases are there: oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen. Many useful gases are there. Okay, and this oxygen, the air to breathe, that is not available in other planets as per the researches by the scientists. Okay, till now it is not discovered the presence of water or air in any planets of the solar system. And another thing, you know, in our solar system we can see there are 8 planets are there. When I was studying, there were 9 planets were there. The last planet was known as Pluto. And nowadays scientists has discovered that Pluto is too small, too dwarf, and it is not it can't be calculated as a planet in our solar system. So that is why it was excluded or removed from the list of planets from the solar system. Now we have 8 planets are there. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And you know, from the chronological position, when we check, Earth is on 3rd position after Mercury and Venus. The 3rd position goes to our Earth, our unique planet. Okay, and you know, our Earth is on optimum distance from the Sun, neither very close nor very far away from the Sun. If it is very close, the temperature will be very high, and if it was very far away from the Sun, the temperature will be very cold. So in both situations we can't live properly. Okay, you know, the temperature of Mercury and Venus is very high. Okay, and when we go to Neptune or the last planet Neptune, the temperature is very cold there. So in this extreme temperature we can't live. So in Earth, or in the temperature, the atmosphere is the living atmosphere is very comfortable for the life of all living beings. We can see human beings, animals, birds, plants and trees. Okay. Oh, and even microorganisms also we can see on earth. Okay, from micro to macro. Okay, you might have studied these things in biology. Okay, so we are talking about the geography, and we can see this is the imaginary shape of the earth. The shape of earth is known as oblate spheroid. The shape of the earth is known as oblate. On the board you can see oblate spheroid, or simply we can call it as geode shape. Geode means the shape of the earth, that is geoid. Okay, and in another words we can say our earth is just like the shape of an egg. Okay, I hope you understood the shape of the earth. And when we look at the total area of the earth, it is 510 million square kilometer. Okay, 510 million square kilometer, that is the area of earth. And when we compare with the moon, our earth is 4 times bigger than the moon. And when we compare with the sun, sun is 107 bigger than the size of the earth. Okay, so you can imagine what is the size of earth, moon and sun. You can imagine. Okay, and when we come to the earth, we can see 71% of the earth is covered by ocean, and remaining 29% is covered by land. And 71% of the earth is covered by water. And interesting thing or very surprising thing is that out of this, when we take the whole percentage of the water of the earth, 97% of the water in the earth is saline, or we can call it as salty water. It is not fit for drinking. And remaining 3%, 2% of the water is in the form of glacier, or we can say big masses of ice. Okay, and only 1% of the earth is only 1% of the water is fit for drinking, that is actually found on the land. Okay, we know that without purifying the water in the ocean we can't drink it. Okay, in some countries, especially in Saudi Arabia, they are filtering the ocean water. It is known as desalination. After desalination, they are using it for drinking purpose. Okay, and we know that there are 4 main oceans are there, namely Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean and Arctic Ocean. Okay, so these are the 4 main oceans of the earth. And coming to the land, we know that there are 7 continents are there. They are first one, Asia, the biggest continent. Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Europe, Antarctica and Australia. These are the 7 continents of the earth. Okay, so that is about the percentage of these are the things about our unique planet Earth. And now we see when we study about the temperature of the Earth, we can see the the central part of the Earth is known as equator, and this equator divides the Earth into 2 spheres, north and south. Okay, this middle line separates the Earth into 2 equal halves, that is northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Okay, and this is 0 degree, and sunlight is getting directly to this region, equatorial region. Okay, these areas are very hot region. Okay, so from here to this area, okay, this much area is what? Equatorial region, and this region, the middle region, gets too much hot. Okay, and remain this zone is known as temperate zone. Okay, this is also temperate zone. And in the north and south, we can see the extreme zones are known as frigid zones. Okay, and here this is 90 degree, Okay, listen my dear students, frigid zones we can see in the north and southern parts. Okay, for example, in frigid zone we can see one country called Norway. Norway is on northern part of Europe. Okay, northern part of the northern polar region. And one interesting thing about Norway is it is known as the land of midnight sun. Okay, 6 months continuously Norway is experiencing daytime, and remaining 6 months it is continuously experiencing night time. It is because of the slanting position of the earth. Okay, earth is not standing in 90 degree, it is slanted around 23.5 degree. Okay, because of that slanting position, this phenomena is happening 6 months continuous day and 6 months continuous night time in Norway. Okay, that is why Norway is known as the land of midnight sun. Okay, and that is about the latitude. Okay, the prime latitude is known as equator, and these are the three important latitudes: equator, temperate zone, and frigid zone. Okay, temperate equatorial region in the middle, and both temperate we can see north and south, and frigid zones both in north and south. And this both north and south regions are extremely cold. Okay, when we come to south, we can see Antarctica is there, and Antarctica is fully covered by ice. Okay, some polar bears and like that animals we can see in this region, and human habitation is not there in the southern Antarctica because the temperature is very extreme. Okay, and life is not possible there. Okay, and that is about the latitude. And coming to, in previous class I told you what is meant by latitude. Latitude is nothing but it is the imaginary line passing from east to west, or we can say in another words, the horizontal lines passing from the horizontal lines on the globe is known as what? Latitude. Okay, and the vertical lines from north to south. Okay, the vertical lines from north to south is known as longitude. Latitude is used in order to find out the temperature. Okay, these latitudes are used to assess or to calculate or to measure the temperature of a specific region. Okay, we know that in equatorial region the temperature will be high, whereas in frigid zones the temperature will be very, very cool. Okay, so when we move upwards the temperature will decrease, and from here also from equator to down when we move the temperature will decrease. Okay, so that is a usage of these lines, latitude. Okay, whereas now we are going to longitude. Longitudes are the vertical lines from north to south on the globe. These are imaginary lines. We can't see these lines actually on the earth. These lines are drawing by our study purpose. Okay, this is imaginary lines only, and there are total 181 latitudes are there, including equator. When we come to longitude, these longitudes divide the earth into east and west. Okay, suppose we can take this as the prime longitude. Okay, prime meridian, we call it as prime meridian, and we can't find out the exact center of longitude. It is not possible because earth is round in shape. Any part we can take, we can mark as the central point. So British people estimated the middle part of the longitude as a place in London called Greenwich. That place now that is known as Greenwich Meridian Time. Okay, a place called Greenwich in London in Britain. Okay, London is the capital of Britain, and that is known as 0 degree longitude. And this right side is known as eastern hemisphere, and left is known as western hemisphere. Okay, and this we call 0 meridian. And if it is these lines are used to understand or to assess or to estimate the time differences. Okay, suppose if it is 12 noon in London, in Greenwich, the time of India is, the average time of India will be 5 hours 30 minutes, or we can say 5:30 in the evening, or PM, post meridian. PM means post meridian, and for midnight to up to noon we call it as AM. That is, AM means anti meridian. Okay, you might have seen AM and PM. Okay, it is up to, it is based on this meridian, this prime meridian. Okay, so eastern side, when it is 12 noon in London, suppose imagine London is here and our India is here. Okay, so many longitude we can see on the globe, and if it is 12 noon in London, the time of India is evening 5:30 or 5:30 PM post meridian. Okay, so that is these longitudes are used for to assess the time differences between one place to another. Okay, so I hope all of you understood what is latitude and what is longitude and what are the benefits of using latitude and longitude. I repeat once again, latitudes are used to assess the temperature of the earth, whereas longitude are used to understand the time differences. Okay, now it is, suppose imagine now the time is 4 o'clock in evening, the time of New York. In the opposite, in America, the time will be early morning 4 o'clock. So 12 hours time difference we can see in the opposite part of the earth. Okay, so I hope you understood this part of geography. Okay, remaining things we can continue in coming classes, and please go through the textbook, please read the chapter very well and underline the difficult words or terminologies, and you can contact me anytime before 8 o'clock evening. Okay, thank you my dear students, have a nice day.